New South Wales-based singer, songwriter, guitarist, performer, entertainer extraordinaire, Billy Gudgeon is rapidly establishing himself as one of the standout talents of the Australian country music arena. Often compared to the legendary John Farnham, Billy is a powerhouse vocalist who is known for his amazing vocal range, along with his truly captivating stage presence that can halt conversations and attract everyone's attention. His voice, which has been described as big, raw and distinctly Australian, encapsulates a rich tapestry of emotions, effortlessly balancing heartfelt ballads with high-energy anthems. Tamworth Hands of Fame inductee and country music veteran Cole Finley, great guy, a highly respected figure in Australia's country music landscape, has called Billy one of the most powerful voices in Australian country music, an accolade that highlights the impact he has made in such a relatively short time. Billy's musical style uniquely blends modern country with heartfelt rock, resonating deeply with the working-class spirit and the everyday experiences of his steadily growing audience. His ever-expanding discography, that's a hard word to say, discography there. I'm having trouble. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Includes a series of singles that showcase his commitment to authenticity and storytelling. His latest release, A Bigger Days, Better Nights, that I played a minute ago, is a perfect example of Billy's high-energy songwriting and unique blend of country and rock that consistently keeps his audiences begging for more. On stage, Billy is a natural showman. His live performances are dynamic and interactive, creating a sense of connection with his audience through a mix of humour and honest narratives. He has graced the stages of notable Australian festivals, including the Gympie Muster, Boolia Camel Races, Texas Country Music Festival, the one in in Queensland, and, of course, Tamworth. Each show is an unforgettable experience, leaving crowds feeling energised and inspired. As he continues to release new music and expand his reach, Billy Gudgeon is poised to become a defining voice in country music, appealing to fans who celebrate the heart and soul of everyday life. I'm delighted to have Billy standing by on the phone, waiting to have a chat with me. So allow me to bring him on air right now. How you going, Billy?
G'day. Wow, that's quite a spiel you gave me just then. It's amazing.
You like it?
Yeah. It was my head was growing as you were talking.
Oh, I'm sure it was. But hey, wait till the next time we do this, mate. It's going to be even bigger.
Yeah. we'll change out the word discography for you.
I'm glad you were listening.
Yeah.
Discography. Okay. I don't know why that word is so hard to pronounce from you.
It gets me as well. Don't worry. It's not just you.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Look, first of all, welcome to the Country Club. It's the first time I've had you on the show. I hope it won't be the last. But it is great to have you on the show, and I thank you for taking the time to have this chat with me, which I've been really looking forward to it. Because as I said offline, I've got off air. Sorry, I've got a few of your songs in my playlist. I need more, but I like playing your stuff. It's good. There's one song of yours that I forget what it was. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's one of my favourites. But look, let's talk about this release you've just put out, Bigger Days, Better Nights. Tell us the story behind that. But first of all, tell us, did you write that yourself, or was it a co-write?
Yeah, no, that's me. So that come off the back of I played a gig in Casino, New South Wales, and a couple of girls come up after the show, and they were a little bit tipsy, having a good time, and they sort of said, "Billy, we've been chasing bigger days and better nights, and we think we've found it here tonight." And I thought, man, that sounds like a good time right there, bigger days and better nights. And it just stuck with me. I went home, went to bed, woke up the next day, and was still just thinking bigger days and better nights. I'm like, there is a song in that. And I just wrote the song by happenstance. One of the girls who came up to me, I know her name was Brittany, so it was, it just all kind of worked together. So and that's kind of the basis of it. I've sat on it for about I'd say 2 or 3 years now, and picked it back up last year and sort of finished it off and polished it off and thought, there's a song there, there's some energy there, and it's a good sort of switch off song with everything going on in the world. People can just switch off and hit the road.
That's not a bad idea the way things are at the moment. That's for sure. Anyway, tell us where people can go and buy your music.
Yeah, we've got everything's online these days. So we're available on all your major streaming platforms, Apple Music and Spotify and Amazon Music and all those others, and then we've got all their social media, Instagram, Billy Gudge _music. We're on Facebook. I try and do the TikToks here and there when I can be bothered and think about it, and then we've got a website as well, billygudgeon.com.
Oh, okay. Tell us that one again.
billygudgeon.com.
Okay, all right, good to know. So there you have it, folks. That's where I would go first stop, billygudgeon.com. And check it out on there, because it will also, no doubt, have all these gigs, all these upcoming appearances listed.
We've got going on, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it'll be definitely worth having a visit, and definitely worth going to see Billy playing live, because he is a knockout performer. There's no doubt about it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you won't be sorry. You definitely won't regret going to see Billy live in concert. Now, is there an album or an EP in the works, Billy?
Well, it's funny you say that. We're only just starting to talk about that right now. So okay. I'll be headed to the studio this Wednesday, and we're working on my next single. But on the back of that, we're pulling all the assets together. We've got a whole bunch of songs that are ready to go. That we're going to start building up for my first EP, and we'll go from there. It's it's an expensive thing, this music world. But fortunately, I love it. So we'll just keep slogging along and trying to get some good tunes out for everybody.
It's an expensive hobby, isn't it?
It sure is, yeah.
Except when it's not a hobby and it's paying. Anyway, that's
swings and roundabouts.
That's the plan, I guess. Okay. So look, off air. Well, later this afternoon, when I remember, I might, I will text you our mailing address here at the studio. So when you do bring out that EP when it's released, can you send me the CD, please?
Absolutely, we can.
Thank you very much. I'd love to get my hands on that. And of course, if there's an album, later on down the track, I would love that as well. So.
Sure, I appreciate that.
Don't lose that address. Okay. So now you're still quite young. I won't ask you how old you are, but you're still what a young guy.
I'm 31. I'm not that young. There's too many young ones coming through now. They're all 18, 19. It makes me feel old now. So
31's a good age. I wish I was 31 again. But look. Anyway, how long have you been playing music?
Yeah, so I was about 6 years old the first time I got up on stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I grew up in a little town called Gudgeon, in Tablelands in New South Wales. And,
right.
My parents sort of, I don't know, for some reason thought that I could sing when I was about 6.
Okay.
My mum's profoundly deaf, mind you, so I don't really know how she come about that. But yeah, they put me into the Mandoran Country Music Talent Quest, and I climbed up on stage and fell over on my face and got up and shook myself off, and the crowd laughed, and I thought, I quite like the crowd laughing at me, so I've been making a goose of myself ever since. Just trying to chase that high. So, we're 25 odd years, 26 years now I've been performing, so it's quite a long time, but I still love it, and I'm saddling up right now to go off and do a performance this afternoon at Coffs Harbour for the Coffs Country Music Festival.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, break a leg.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so, all right, so on that note, what's your favourite thing about being a performer? Well, getting up on stage and, seeing the crowd react to what you're doing and stuff like that?
Yeah, look, that's great. I love doing that. I think it's just getting away, and in a way, it's the whole experience. It's the people that you meet and being able to just hang out with my friends, with the band, and that whole experience of being able to create things with like-minded people. And I guess musicians, we often fall into a bit of an odd category. We don't kind of fit into so much of society. We often feel a little bit awkward. So when you get to surround yourself with like-minded people and get away and doing all that, I absolutely love it. That's my happy place. And obviously the live shows, they're great. They're so much fun. And, I've had some crazy experiences and things that I'll remember forever. So, but I'll always be chasing that. So.
Okay, yeah, no, that's look, I used to play in bands and stuff, and my favourite place was the green room. I used to love hanging around there with all the other musos and stuff. It was great, because you talk a common language, and it's not something you share with with punters, I guess you could call them, but anyway, the general public,
Every now and then you'll get just someone out of the crowd will come in and join you in those band rooms, and they often leave with a blank face, very confused. So.
Understandably.
Yeah.
Dear. Yeah. That's if they can get past all the bad language, I guess.
Well, that's it. No. There's we all have halos above our head here,
of course,
in the music industry.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Some a little bit wobbly, certainly in my case. But anyway, you do your best.
Yep.
Okay, so look, why country music? I mean, of all the genres you could have chosen, to pursue as a performer, why country?
I thought, growing up on land at a Gudgeon, it's kind of, I don't know, my old man was an avid country music listener. So growing up, I'd go to, my parents split when I was quite young. I'd go to my dad's place, and it was a lot of traditional country, Randy Travis, Conway Twitty, and then my brother as well introduced me to a lot of the sort of 90s country and Alan Jackson, White Yoke, and Brooks and Dunn. That's
nice.
So, but going over to my mother's side, she remarried, and I was introduced to the rock scene. So Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen and Little River Band. So I've had that perfect contrast.
Yeah.
Country is where I feel home, and I feel as though if these artists, Springsteen, say, was to come out right now, that the only place that they'd really feel at home is in country. At the end of the day, they're singing about the working class. It's the blue collar. It's the people that make the world tick. So that's kind of where I sort of feel I am at as an artist. And yeah, it's quite hard because I love my traditional country, but I also love my rock. So I just try my best to blend it and do a little bit of each when I can.
I've always been of the opinion, personally, that country and rock is a marriage made in heaven. You just do not get a better combination, in my humble opinion.
Absolutely.
That's. I mean, you get a really good country music, a country song, and you put a bit of rock and roll behind it, and mate, you have got a hit.
Yep, absolutely. And hey, I think there's no crowd that can party harder than a country crowd. So you give them the energy up on stage, and they'll give it straight back to you. Absolutely,
you're 100% correct there, Billy. No doubt about it. Absolutely. All right, now. So what's your most memorable experience so far as a performer? I know that's a hard question, but think about it.
It's a hard question to keep PG, that's for sure.
Well, do your best with it,
Oh man,
it doesn't have to be.
So I've been playing for a very long time and playing a lot of the pub shows and clubs and doing a bit of solo work in restaurants and all that kind of stuff. And I had my first opportunity to go and play at a sort of major festival. This is going back, it's 5 years ago now. Okay. And that was the Texas Country Music Festival when it was running. And I was absolutely over the moon, and it really opened up the door for me to start playing a lot more bigger festivals and a lot more major spots. But standing up on a stage like that and feeling that level of production for the first time, it was a very different experience. I'm so used to having a pub crowd where you have to work them. They just want to drink alcohol and have a good time. So you've got to work them to keep their focus. And when I could stand up on a stage like Texas at a festival, tell my own story, and then hear just this roar of the audience coming from way back in the shadows up on a hill.
Okay.
It just set my world on fire, and it was, as much as I was always going to be doing music, that just really helped to solidify it. Okay. Playing that first festival, and I think that for me, from a live performance, that's definitely up there with my most memorable.
Okay. No, that's well put, I think. Well done.
You put me on the spot there. I had to think about that. But
yeah, well, you recovered well, like a true professional. An absolute example to a lesser mortal So, who do you class as your main influences? You know, like who do you think has influenced you the strongest? In terms of your songwriting and your musicianship.
Yeah. Look, I pull a lot from artists like Springsteen.
Okay.
It's like I sort of said before. I have this perfect contrast between country and rock. So artists like Springsteen, definitely the way that they can spin a phrase is just amazing. But even some of our Aussie legends, Troy Cassar-Daley, is just one of the greatest.
Huge fan.
Yeah, for sure, and how could you not? But from that songwriting point of view, I guess I'm pulling from them. Artists that I currently really look up to, Kip Moore. Really sort of, I'm enjoying what he's doing and the journey that he's on. It's very authentic, and it's not sort of following the narrative of what mainstream country's doing. It doesn't kind of come across as that sometimes often rinse and repeat sort of thing that country sometimes gets a little bit trapped into.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm very much enjoying that. And then, artists, Tom Petty, the Eagles, that kind of stuff. So that definitely plays a big part. And look, we mentioned it before, Cole Finley. Cole Finley's been a dear friend of mine, and he's helped me out, and he sort of extended his hand and taught me a whole lot about this industry. And I have to give some accolades to him. He's taught me a whole lot of what not to do as well, but I do love him dearly. So
you can't go wrong with Cole. I've interviewed him a few times on the show, and I've got a high regard for him. He's had an interesting life. Hasn't always been easy, but
no, for sure.
The scars show in his music, but they're well worth listening to. In my
Cole was someone that I looked up to before I knew him. I knew who he was watching CMC way back in the day, and when I was a teenager, his face used to pop up in the music videos he used to do, and then for him to reach out, and now he's sort of become a very dear friend of mine, and I regularly spend times up at his house, and spend times eating dinner with his family. We've become family since then. So I owe a lot to him and what he's sort of taught me, and how he's sort of given me confidence to hold my own footprint within this tumultuous and crazy industry that we're in.
Yeah, mate, you could do a lot worse when it comes to choosing a mentor. Cole's been there and done that, and whatever advice you get from him is gold, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, look, we're out of time, unfortunately. I really, really do thank you for taking the time to have this conversation with me on air. I do appreciate it very much, Billy, and I mean that. And as I said earlier, I'm sure it won't be the last time you and I have a conversation on air on this show. At least
I hope not.
I share that hope, because I've really enjoyed chatting with you. You're down to earth. You're the genuine article. So I've got a lot of time for you and your music, and I'm a fan. So I'll play your record,
and I appreciate your support as well. We need more people like yourself, and all community radio, and everyone who's out there helping us. Small Aussie artists who are just trying to shake the tree a little bit. We very much appreciate it. So thank you.
Community radio should be all about supporting good Aussie talent, and that's what I'm here to do. So
beautiful.
Good stuff. Anyway, look, thanks again, Billy, and we'll talk to you again next time. Look after yourself. Keep on keeping on. Keep on writing those great songs and doing those great performances, keeping people, happy and entertained and whatever, because you do it pretty well. And we'll talk to you again next time.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
All right, bye for now.